Here
Oh,
we
we
go.
should. We should.
Okay. We're off to the races. Welcome, everybody. Today is Monday. It's our Zoom Up. We're glad you're here. And if you're catching the recording, this is an important process for you because part of what we offer here is a way to transform your life using our system, our community, the people, the evidence. And so this is just a quick little 10, 15 minutes. Hey, how you doing? This is what's happened for us edition. We got a ton of episodes, so keep checking these out. And I want to introduce you to my co-host. He's got an amazing story of transformation and what happened for him, where he came from, and what's happening in his life now, what he's looking forward to. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Scootie Rowe.
Scootie Rowe, everybody here out of the western suburbs of Chicago, Aurora, Illinois, where we do have snow on the ground for till tomorrow. So, guys, welcome into the Zoom Ups. I'm glad to be here. Just telling my story. My wife and I, we got started with this whole thing back in 2007. I had lost a $212,000 job. She lost her $50,000 job, same company, same division. And we subsequently couldn't afford to have a place downtown anymore or a place in South Beach. So things were rough. The resumes were on the internet waiting for somebody to pick us up. And that was our game. And then I did meet a real estate investor at a luncheon. I was out there, trying to pawn my resume to people. And so I met this kid at a luncheon. He's only 35 years old. He had almost 100 properties paying him rent. And I was like, what? That's the only guy I talked to for 2 hours. And that got me excited about going to for real estate investing, and gave me a chance to check out one of those hotel meetings where they sell you stuff in the back of the room. Probably a good thing I was broke because I couldn't afford anything they were talking about. So I left there disenchanted by going, oh, I gotta pay people, and they're just gonna help me. And so my wife saw a roadside sign in the grass by our now rented situation, Naperville. And so she came home excited. She's like, I saw a sign. There's a guy out there that wants to pay us over 6 figures to do what you want to do now, real estate investing. I'm like, do you mean the little corrugated thing stuck in the grass by the gas station with the handwritten magic marker on it? She's like, yes, you saw it too. And I'm like, I did. And if you call that number, we might be done. That's a scam. I wouldn't call it. So she called it. She talked to a nice young lady named Anna. Anna invited her out. No, my wife told me that we had a meeting. Hey, I've got us scheduled for a meeting with that young lady that I talked to and her investing group. And I'm like, oh, you go to the meeting all night long. I'm staying home with the credit cards. So she went to the meeting and I didn't go. And then she came home. So she came home even more excited about this thing than she did before she left. I was hoping that she'd be like, yeah, it was bull crap, but she wasn't like that at all. So I had to go down to the next meeting and I sat in the front row, my arms crossed as a wise guy, ready as a Neanderthal, debunking everything. That was my intention going to the meeting. However, a couple things I realized was this group was meeting every single week. So it wasn't just a sales event where they actually collected orders and then packed it up and disappeared on people. They're like, oh yeah, go mill around and talk to the people. I walk in, there's no closing tables. I'm scoping it out like Inspector Gadget, trying to figure out what's going on. And probably the most important thing that happened that night was I met a nurse named Denise Rybel with 12 properties, a firefighter with 14 properties named Steve, and a ex-art teacher named Jason Seacrest who had 22 properties looking for his next one. He was an ex-art teacher because he had achieved what I thought I wanted to achieve in real estate investing, which was more money coming into my life than going out of my life and no traffic involved anymore. So I didn't have to fight traffic. Now, I think that's like everybody's like, oh man, that would be awesome. Peace of mind. But I met it. So I met the peace of mind that night that I wanted to have. And, I'm grilling them. I'm like, so you guys come here every week. I'm trying to figure out if it's just actors. And I think my intention in going to the follow-up and getting to, so I got my questions answered. I'm like, this better be good. And, it's been great. I mean, that was a long time ago. Today, fortunately for me, we have a big office in Chicago in the western suburbs. We help a lot of people out. We've helped 4 other offices go up in Chicago. We don't know what those will be after COVID. We'll still have our building. But we've helped 26 other buildings go up around the country. And because of COVID, what I love about this group is we didn't sit back going, I hope it gets better. We all still work together. You see a lot of people on the line here. I'm still working with Michael, even though he's in Tennessee, I'm in Chicago. we're all, it's a new world. It's a Zoom world. So people still need to buy real estate. People still need to there's still going to be restaurants out there. There's still going to be storage units out there. It's all real estate. I got a student of mine who's 32 years old, just picked up a trailer park, right? They still need roofs. Got to stay out of the snow. So my wife and I, we did our first 5 wholesale deals between month number 3 and month number 6. Did our first fix and flip, which was actually a wholesale deal, turned into a fix and flip because of the equity involved. We're like, we really, if we can get the funds, and fortunately for us, somebody in the group that was also in the group going, hey, I've got a retirement plan. That looks like a great deal. Let's talk about splitting it. It was great. We started working on rentals where we're at today. We've created notes. We've done short sales. It's been fantastic. And all along the way, there was always somebody there that was a step ahead of us, right? Whether it be coaching or mentoring or, collaboration, even with the group. I mean, we got Facebook groups that we're on. So people are punching in, hey, what about this? And the crowd answers the questions. It's pretty cool. So another aspect of this thing that you might not know about.
Looks like you muted, Scott.
We lost you. You're on mute.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought it was just me.
One more time, Scootie. Okay, so remember, when you're on Zoom, put your phone on Do Not Disturb so no one can call you while you're being interviewed. So, man, I was on the edge of my seat. What was he going to say? He left. Okay. Well, I'll finish it for him. Oh, is he back?
I think so.
There we go.
Okay. Start my video. You guys see me or hear me?
Yeah, we can now.
I got to apologize to the whole country, including my partner, Michael Huggins. That was a call I've been waiting for a week. I'm like, do I miss it? Because I missed it 3 times. And as a delivery come to my house, I'm like, I got to take this call. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well,
anyway, let me finish it up.
Please.
We have over 6,000 people that we have introduced to this thing. Simply, I'm saying, like you say, wow, you're out there just introducing. No. I have an organization that's helping other people in other states. Because of my wife dragging me down to that meeting and us having such success, we have actually invited ourselves, maybe about 70 people to this situation. And they have in turn said, wow, this has changed my life, to the point where it just keeps getting bigger, because when you learn something that values your life and you don't share it, you're being selfish. So that's what we do. We help a lot. We've helped a lot of people. And it's nice waking up with purpose to help people out of foreclosure, or help people into a real estate deal they're buying from us, or a rental situation turned into a note so they can be their first homeowner on our property. It's a lot of great things that'll happen if for some reason you realize that real estate's real estate, but it's really as a people person. And the more people you can help, whether it be real estate or introducing people to this, the bigger your funeral is going to be. So it's going to be great.
Okay, making an impact, sharing his story. You can see where he came from, had a lot of success, or what he thought was success. Lost the jobs out of nowhere, kind of overnight.
Really. Yeah, it was the technology change that killed our jobs. Totally. All right, listen, I'm going to talk about you for a second, because you're going to talk. You want to talk?
Sure, happy to share.
I'm going to give the Bamboo King some time here. And I call him the Bamboo King because he's got some huge ideas about helping the economy, the environment. This guy's he's such a bundle of ambition. Michael Huggins. I met Michael Huggins when he was 22 years old, and he was a Jiffy Lube oil changer. And that was his. I guess he had a couple jobs, but I knew Jiffy was brand recognition for me. I'm like, Jiffy Lube guy, huh? And to watch this guy grow into what he's been for the country, for the absolute country of real estate. We have a nationwide real estate investing group, and there's not very many people that you would run into in this group that doesn't, if they don't know Michael Huggins' name, is because they just started yesterday. So he is a legend. He's in the business that we're in, with the group that we're in. If he's doing a training, I would be on it. So, Mr. Michael Huggins.
Thank you, Scott. All right, everybody. So when I, like Scott said, first got started at Jiffy Lube, that was one of my jobs. The other job was Sears Tire Center. So my first part of the day, 7 a.m., I'd start getting covered in oil. And then around 3 o'clock, I'm off of that job onto the second one, where I'm covered in brake dust and tire grime. And I was just a mess for years. And I was doing that because I thought that I was going to be able to store some money with that part-time job, that second job, and try to get some of that money ahead. But I was drowning in student loan debt. I know a lot of people who used the student loan so that they could potentially get a higher paying job just to then be in this financial rat race. And that was me. I was working 2 jobs, and one of them was just to pay the student loan. I had paid so much on that student loan in 2 years. It started at $30,000. I had paid them about $15,000 in 2 years, and my balance at the end of those 2 years was $32,000. I actually owed them more than when I started, and I was paying them a lot of money. So I didn't understand interest. I didn't understand how it worked, why it was working against me. And I came across a phrase that says, if you don't understand interest, you pay it. If you do understand it, you collect it. And it really got me starting to think, well, how the hell am I going to collect interest? This doesn't even make sense to me. I'm riding a bike to work. I'm paying off all this debt. I got 2 jobs, no time, no money. And someone says, well, why don't you do real estate? And I had all these preconceptions about you needed a degree, or you needed an inheritance, or you needed something in order to make real estate work for you. And so it didn't make sense to me, but I'm coachable. So I showed up, I came to a workshop. There were 6 people there, and they started talking about short sales at the time and foreclosures. And I thought, oh, here's a way where I can find a problem, fix it, and potentially make some money enough to quit my job. I mean, Jiffy Lube and Sears, those 2 years working those jobs, in 2 years, I made about $60,000. That was nothing for 2 years worth of work. So when I saw that these people were making 60,000 on a deal, I became very coachable. I started showing up, started paying attention, started taking notes, getting everyone's phone numbers, trying to be involved as much as possible, still have jobs, but being involved. And it took me 9 months from the time I got involved to closing our first deal. And, I had it under contract several months before, but it was a short sale. So it took quite a while to negotiate. Found our seller, found the buyer. We linked them up. And after everyone got paid, lenders, realtors, title, everybody got paid, a $21,000 net profit was left over. And I remember going to the title company, and the lady was like, well, I need to see your ID before we release the funds. And I was like, okay. So I give her my ID, and then she looks at the ID, and then she looks at the check, and then she looks at me, and then back at the check, and then at the ID, and then at the check. She's like, you're too young for a check this big. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I got this amazing group of people helping me, guiding me through this. Why don't you come with me? And so we actually introduced her to our community. She helped a lot of our students do more deals. And the whole idea is share, right? Share what's working for you. I mean, people at the title company see checks all the time, but they never put it together how to do it themselves. And so that's one thing over the years is I've loved sharing this possibility for people, bringing them to the online workshops, to the live house tours, having them just watch recordings because they got a crazy schedule and they can only do it at night. I get that. But growing this group of people has been so much fun, and then doing real estate along the way. So now our latest project, we now have 8 properties all on the same road here that total up to 265 acres. It's just one cabin right now, 1 barn, and 1 shed. But what we're going to end up doing is developing a portion of it into a neighborhood. The middle third, we're going to turn into a cabin, short-term rental, treehouse experience. And then the back third, about 50 to 70 acres, we're going to turn into a bamboo forest. And that's obviously going to take 5 to 7 years for that to work. But we got a plan with our development. Plus, we have some other rental properties, and because of this community, we can actually look at ideas like that and make them our reality. So we're happy to be a part of this. Scott Rowe was there since day one for me, and that's what this community is all about: linking arms with people, sharing, caring, celebrating each other, supporting. And I love it. I'm happy to be here. It's been an amazing ride, and we're just getting started. So That's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Now, your next steps. We got a couple of things happening this week. We got a house tour. We got some intros. They're recorded. They're live. Get on one of those with us. And when is our next intensive, Scott?
The next intensive is going to be it's going to be around Thanksgiving. It's either going to be right before Thanksgiving, depending when Thanksgiving happens. So I don't know. It might be the second week. When is Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving is the 26th.
I think it's supposed to be November 21st.
Yeah, it'll be the week before that.
Okay.
It'll be the week before Thanksgiving. Will be our next real estate workshop that we're having, featuring people that we've learned from.
Yep. So come hang out with us. There's a lot of events in between now and then so that you can get a feel for who we are, what we do, why we're so successful, and how we can really help you. But the key to all of this is being coachable, making sure that you show up. Yeah, go ahead.
You heard Michael talk about it. You've heard me talk about it. We've helped a lot of folks become something different because of our own experience. Like we became something different. Somebody put a roadside sign out there, and my wife saw it and got us down to a meeting because they were expanding that area. And, the more people doing stuff, the more resources possible. And so whoever invited you here, do us a favor and get back in touch with them and let them know, hey, I'm interested in seeing more. And they will actually help you. They're going to help you get to what you should see next. Does that make sense? So let them guide you like we got guided. It's been great.
That's right. Okay. So follow us, subscribe, share the video, and we'll see you guys on our next episode. So have a great day, everyone. Thanks for being here.